Hello and welcome to ThePrint. I am Samah Qundeel, and today we're going to talk about why a top US counterterrorism official in Trump administration has resigned and how his exit is now one of the strongest internal criticisms of Iran war. Joe Kent, who led the National Counterterrorism Center, announced his resignation in a letter addressed to President Donald Trump and posted publicly on X on Tuesday, 17th March. In the letter, he said he could not support the war in good conscience. He argued that Iran posed no imminent threat to the United States and that the conflict had been driven by pressure from Israel and its allies in Washington. Kent had been in the role for less than 8 months. He was confirmed by the Senate in July in a largely party line vote, with support coming only from the Republicans. His resignation now marks the highest profile break from within the administration over the war effort. Kent, who is just 45 years old, is a former US Army Special Forces soldier. He has completed 11 combat deployments, including during the Iraq War. He later worked as a paramilitary officer for the Central Intelligence Agency, commonly known as the CIA. After leaving government service, he entered politics and twice ran for Congress from Washington state in 2022 and 2024, losing both times to Democrat Mary Gluesenkamp Perez. His campaigns were controversial, including scrutiny over links to far-right figures. Kent also brought a deeply personal perspective to his resignation. His first wife, Shannon Kent, a US Navy cryptological technician, was killed in a suicide bombing in Syria in 2019. In his letter, he pointed to the human cost of prolonged conflicts and warned against repeating past mistakes. He argued that President Trump had originally campaigned against never-ending wars in the Middle East, but had now shifted course. Kent said that the president had been misled into believing Iran posed an immediate threat and that a quick victory was possible. He described this as part of an echo chamber involving sections of the media and Israeli officials. He also drew a direct comparison to the Iraq War, warning that the same logic was being used again. The resignation also highlights voices of dissent within the administration. Kent was closely associated with Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard and Vice President J.D. Vance. However, after Kent stepped down, Gabbard publicly reaffirmed her support for Trump, emphasizing that the president has the authority to determine what constitutes a threat. Thank you for watching. For more such content, follow ThePrint.